We scroll day in, day out, curious and intrigued, craving a specific persona. Our digital content, through likes, comments, what we share on social media, all notes our digital existence. Well, is our true identity expressed by a profile picture or by a carefully tailored mask that we project on social media, masking our reality? Have you ever considered where we draw the line between true identity and inauthenticity in a world of extremes? Well, self-consciousness and our strategic activity on social media overwhelm us. They often lead us to create this more refined, more engineered, and bold personality, often hiding our true identities. But this comes with certain benefits or complications in our identities. This can be a good thing. This can benefit us. And there are plenty of examples of people who succeeded by doing this. But, of course, there are complications. This forms the double-edged sword of social media. Sure, it promotes self-development, but at what cost? At what expense? Our identity and our uniqueness. Ladies and gentlemen, this leads me to today, where I'll be discussing where I draw the line between true identity and inauthenticity in a world of extremes. Well, many of us use social media for multiple uses, being personal, educational, business, and volunteering. Most of us have profile pictures, which we employ to create this distinct personality among us. This is what sets us apart in the digital workspace. We want to make the best out of social media, projecting our strengths, not only our judgments and harshness and opinions of being perceived by others, but it's our morale to project our best selves on social media. So, why are we so obsessed about creating this image that we are beyond our highest extent in social media? Why do we create this visual representation of ourselves, of our identity that we project on social media? Is visual representation, is this an opportunity for us to employ this mask? Is it this opportunity to make the most out of online fakeness? Or is this an opportunity for us to really showcase our character and true personality? Have you ever found yourself editing or retaking pictures on social media? Do you ever find yourself on your Instagram stories crafting or changing the music so that it best meets your aesthetically pleasing standards? I question, why do we do so? Is it because of the fear of judgment? Is it because of the fear of being misinterpreted? What's the point? But it's not only fear that takes into account with this ever-changing problem, an ever-growing problem. It's also our type of personality. Often, we find that different personalities will interpret this problem in different ways. More buoyant personalities, such as extroverts, will use unconventional images. They would express this playful and careless identity as a profile picture. But more introverted personalities will also, not only will they not showcase this careless identity, but they don't want this attention casted upon them. They want to be hidden. They don't want attention. They want to be carefree. They may be calculated, but they may be strategic. As human nature, we always discuss why we want to always create this first and striking impression of us, even when meeting new people, in relationships, in a business interview, in an internship application, even in school amongst our teachers and peers. But this is also applicable in the world of business and finance, as well as its role in our self-consciousness. Personalities do blur the line between identity and inauthenticity. But the line between identity and authenticity is blurred. It needs to be cleared and emphasized and emboldened so that we're comfortable within our own skin. We are the ones who are going to embolden and form this line. If we don't, we're at risk of losing ourselves, our identity. What's more special is behind the profile picture, not what's in front. This is a downside of social media. Playing smart, acting strategical and calculated often overwhelm us. They create comparisons, the thief of joy. But they put us at risk of losing ourselves. We don't need this accumulation of stress. We don't need this accumulation of downplay. What we do need is to feel inspired and comfortable within our own skin, especially as teenagers, which leads to adulthood. The worst part is, a profile picture is only a small example of this ever-growing problem that extends beyond social media, but extends to our relationships, our work, and also our relationships with peers. It extends beyond our self-consciousness. We may change for the better, or not even for the good. A case study was taking place by Cornell University. The case study mentioned that some people who manage their self-consciousness differ and use this in different methods because of their different personalities. Well, what is the reason behind this? We must question, where does this problem stem from? Is it our familial culture? Is it our place of origin? Is it our school? What is the intent behind our actions on social media? Are we doing this for validation? Are we seeking approval from others? What is the intention of our activities on social media? Of course, I agree. New experiences are good to develop our personality. We need them for self-maturity in order to grow into more successful and mature adults. But at what cost? At what expense? Is it our face, or is it what's behind the profile picture? There's so much more than what's behind the profile picture. Well, yes, social media is under the influence of these dynamic standards that causes people to fear expressing themselves. So instead, we just fake it. This is why artificial content exists on social media. It's more beyond something, an entity that we want to be, than something that we already are. It masks reality, and it stimulates something that we want to be. A fiction. This is why we fake it on social media. Well, where do we stand when facing these dynamic standards? What is the toll on our mental well-being? Let's discuss what happens when we don't balance it out. A BMC public health report in 2024 stated and investigated the links between self-presentation and the obsession of being self-aware and subconscious amongst teens with the symptoms of depression and anxiety. Specifically, for all you nerds out there, this study used cross-sectional and longitudinal data to investigate this link amongst teens. Well, this study concluded that teens who had this obsession with self-presentation often displayed more symptoms of anxiety and depression. Well, we can infer that this stems from childhood, as I said before, but it also leads to adulthood. If it leads to our adulthood, what's going to happen to our next generation? Are we going to be facing the same problem, or are we actually going to make a change? PMC concluded that caregivers, brothers, sisters, parents, it's our responsibility to take care and to influence the next generation. It's our responsibility to employ and propose and showcase these digital and healthy digital media habits so that they can influence our peers and offspring. Do we want to move forward? We always say that we want a promising future. We should act. Communication does support the balance, and it's one of the methods in which we can showcase and develop our economies, but also develop our relationships. Self-identity will always be greater. Let's take an example of a swimming pool. The deep end, the shallow end. Let's go to the deep end. The deep end will always showcase opinions, judgments, things that we're scared of, misinterpretation on social media, being perceived differently. Why do we do so? The fear of judgment, validation. Are we going to be drowned by the opinions of others, or are we going to adapt amongst the opinions? This is saying, opinions change as content evolves. What stance and what choice are you going to take? Well, in reality, yes, we do and we are curious. We are curious and intrigued. We do scroll day in and day out. But why? Our digital activity does leave a mark. It does leave a mark, whether we wish to conform or we wish to not conform with these dynamic standards that will always be changing. Trends will always consume us. Why? Because we're the ones who will be left out. We're the ones who are going to feel judged. Please, don't let these standards overtake us. Unique stories make us unique and special. We should embrace our uniqueness, not follow something artificial, something misinterpreted that social media will always embrace. It has embraced it in the past, and it will always embrace it in the future. Let's make a change. Ladies and gentlemen, in the world of extremes, as we hope for a promising future, let's act now, because what's behind the profile picture is always going to be more impactful and more meaningful than what is in front. As we hope for a promising future, let's act now and balance it out. Thank you very much.